All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the visual language of modern financial success, and we're going to do it by tearing apart one single incredibly fascinating image. Look, we are bombarded 24/7 by crypto hype, trading apps, and wealth flexing. But how often do we actually stop to think about how all this is visually packaged and sold to us? Grab a coffee, because we're about to decode the exact visual alchemy used to turn plain old pixels into pure prosperity.
At first glance, what we're looking at seems like a totally harmless, friendly little cartoon graphic. Honestly, you've probably scrolled past a dozen things exactly like it just this morning. But trust me, it's actually a highly engineered visual machine, and it's designed to plant a very specific, deeply psychological message right into your brain. Literally every single element, the colors, the posture, the money floating in midair, it's all intentionally crafted to evoke a precise feeling about money in the digital age.
So, the million-dollar question, what is this actually selling us without uttering a single word? How do these specific shapes, the ultra-common colors, and the incredibly relaxed vibe of our main character combine to sell us the ultimate modern financial fantasy? Because it's definitely not just about downloading an app or a trading platform, right? It's about selling a lifestyle, a mindset.
To figure this out, we're going to break this down into 4 parts. 1. The investor archetype. 2. The digital interface. 3. Digital versus physical wealth. And 4. The promise of easy growth.
Kicking things off with Part 1, the investor archetype, or as I like to call it, the modern finfluencer.
What is absolutely wild here is the deliberate choice of physical appearance. This guy is youthful. He's sporting this warm, super approachable smile, and he looks 100% stress-free. I mean, 0 bags under his eyes, no sweat on his brow. He radiates this calm confidence, basically telling us he is totally in control of his financial destiny and having a blast doing it.
And check out the outfit. This is the classic finfluencer uniform. He has completely rejected the stuffy Wall Street suit and tie. Instead, we get this casual, dark button-down layered over a crisp white t-shirt. Open posture, super relaxed, even rocking a smartwatch. This wardrobe choice is absolutely crucial. It signals that building wealth isn't locked away in some high-rise corporate boardroom anymore. It's an everyday activity for everyday people, completely accessible right from your couch on a Saturday morning.
Moving right along to Section 2, the digital interface and decoding the screen.
When we focus in on the tablet he's holding, it's wild to see how the insanely complex global financial markets get visually boiled down to their most basic, appealing elements. Think about the actual global economy for a second. It's totally chaotic, massive data sets, geopolitical stress, terrifying market swings. But abstracted onto this tablet, smooth, clean, and perfectly safe. The key takeaway here is what's missing. There are no massive migraine-inducing spreadsheets. There are absolutely 0 red markers screaming loss. The whole anatomy of this interface relies entirely on a continuous, zigzagging trend line that only goes up. It uses calming greens and energetic blues. And perfectly framing this gorgeous upward climb are the universally recognized symbols for cash, the dollar and the euro. It literally takes the terrifying reality of global finance and turns it into a comforting, predictable mobile game. This brilliantly captures the ultimate fantasy, the permanent bull market. If you're not familiar, a bull market is simply a condition where prices are rising or expected to rise. Well, this visual promises us that the digital lines only ever go up. It totally erases the very concept of a bear market or a crash. In this world, the trajectory is locked in one direction, and that is straight towards success. All right, Section 3, Digital versus Physical, exploring the 2 worlds of wealth. There's a fascinating narrative happening across the entire scene here. The digital abstraction on the left directly results in the physical reward on the right. Our main character is basically acting as a human conduit between these 2 totally different realities.
It's a brilliant contrast. On one side, you have the digital and abstract, a flat piece of glass, pixelated lines, glowing icons. But on the other side, the physical, tangible reward. Beautifully banded stacks of green paper bills, heavy stacks of gold coins, literally loose cash floating in the air. The clean, sterile inputs of the tablet magically manifest into these heavy, undeniable symbols of classic wealth.
The big so what here is how this imagery connects the simple act of tapping a screen directly to our visceral, age-old human desire for physical gold and cash. It answers the subconscious question we all have: why do these digital lines even matter? Well, they matter because, in this fantasy world, they instantly translate into real-world purchasing power. Stuff you can physically hold in your hands.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, the promise of easy growth and defying gravity.
Let's examine the actual physics of this scenario, because it is literally defying gravity. Pay attention to his free hand. Notice what he's doing, or rather, what he's not doing. He isn't reaching out, he isn't grabbing or pulling or working for this money at all. The cash and the gold coins are just magically floating right toward his open palm.
It's kind of hilarious when you really think about it. The money is just levitating like he's got some sort of financial superpower. But this illusion of effortlessness serves a massive psychological purpose. The floating cash, the open, relaxed receiving gesture, and the absolute lack of any physical or mental exertion, it all works together to erase market volatility, risk, and, good old-fashioned hard work. The wealth is literally dropping right into his lap.
Taking a step back to take in the whole picture, the visual strategy is crystal clear. Every single detail, from the lack of a tie to the green arrows to the gravity-defying gold, is meticulously crafted to sell one idea. Digital wealth generation is easy, accessible, totally stress-free, and endlessly profitable. It is an absolute masterclass in visual persuasion.
Which leaves us with a pretty critical thought to end on. In a world of endless digital feeds where we're bombarded by these graphics every single day, how much are our own real-world financial expectations being quietly manipulated by this exact imagery of effortless wealth? Do we subconsciously expect the line to only ever go up? I'm going to leave you to ponder that the next time a perfectly calm, smiling investor pops up on your timeline. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer, and remember to always keep questioning what you see.